So we're going to attach the upper pieces to the zip, and the way we're going to do this is on the one side we're going to leave the zip open, and both the start on the one side from the bottom. Now you don't have to place, you can place this seam. Now the one thing that I forgot. Initially, when you first start off, start the seam close to the zip so that the right side gives you a close seaming right adjacent to the zip. So on both the seams, I'm going to do this on both the sides. Taking the zip as close as possible to the edge so that not too much is visible. Now on the secondary piece, that's not that important. So what we're going to do is just start on the one side, any side. So if you're starting from the top, place the fabric, lining fabric on top of the zip and go around as like the neckline. Now on this one, it's better not to go too close because sometimes the fabric can clog the zip up if it's too close to the edge. So we're just going to go slightly, the side that we're mostly concerned about is already done. So that's the inside. Now once we've attached the other side as well, what we're going to do is notch the neckline. Going to notch right into this so that we can turn this over and press it before. We're going to have to change the foot before we can top stitch on this. So take away the corners so that we can have a nice clean neat turning on the corner, and then point these bits out and give it a nice good press. Remember not to close the zip right to the top because you can end up with the zip coming out or cutting away the excess until you've bottom lined this. So for the moment, what we're going to do is we're first going to give this a really good press. We're going to seam over on the outer side so that the fabric is not restricting before we trim away this excess and the excess zip part. So that's for the moment we're done on that. We've got the trouser to just belt off. So elastic, we need about 10 inches. And between, need to change the foot. Change the foot back to normal. Now remember that we're sewing 2 dresses here and 2 bottoms. So we want to finish, obviously we want to finish both of them first in the time that we allocated ourselves, and I'm almost close to that time. I got a slight bit of an interruption in between, so I've not actually done it within the hour due to the interruption. And then silly mistakes like this. Just gonna attach this on the wrong side. Path of haste is full of pitfalls. This should have been attached towards the outer side, and I've gone and attached it towards the inside. Take the elastic all the way around, making sure there's no twists in it. And then on the opposite side where you've notched, just slightly on the inside of the seam, and making sure you've left enough for your seaming. Cut the elastic down, leave the needle down, and trap the elastic inside of the belt. And then once it's done, you can overseam on top of the elastic. We'll come back and overseam on this. Okay, the belt, so I've measured this to the size that I required. I've angled it and seamed the edges, pressed it to the amount that I required. Now, I've already done one side. I've box pleated the pleats, and they're ironed in. What I've got to do is I've got a seam on top of them so that they're held in place. Now I'm going to just, where I've pressed them, I'm just going to seam it. So with a nice hot iron, even them out to how big a pleats, depending on the amount of fabric that you've used. My pleats were in a fabric of 16 inches, and I've done them to the size of the waistline that I required. So it's a little bit difficult to give you precise dimensions because obviously depends on the child that you're sewing for. You can slightly increase or decrease the pleats according to your own requirement. So right side out, this is what. Okay, I'm slightly out with this one. Put it there. I've pressed these, but whilst pleating them, I've sort of gone out a little. That's to there. That's right. Okay. So that's the center pleat, and then there's a pleat on the either side, and these two notches are for the outer side. Now to this is going to get attached the belt, which is this. So we're going to mark this off as center, and from the center of the back is to be attached, going all the way around to this point. So attach the this is attach the back. The back of the neckline, trim away the excess. Notch slightly a few places. Turn this over. Now once you press this, this will sit nicely. And we're going to go back to and just, you can either do this single or we can do this double. If you do it double, it's going to be a little bit heavy, from the thicker, so we're going to go for the single turning. The piping is quite thick.